So hello, and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelemon.com. Real quick, I'm just going to show you guys my website, latricelemon.com. I have a variety of different items. I have pain rollerball and I have a sleep one as well. And they're really good, made with nice essential oil blends. Then I have my mini body butters. I have a gentleman's collection. I have bath bombs. I have soaps. Oh my! So definitely support me and support the channel. And now let's get into the video. So today we're actually going to be talking about a situation that happened in a college dorm. Okay, this was a dad who took it upon himself to make like a trafficking ring within the confines of his daughter's dorm, which I still don't know how that was allowed, but let's get into the story. Okay, so it says dad who lived in daughter's dorm room and charmed her friends convicted of trafficking and extortion. All right. So it says, a man who moved into his daughter's college dorm and charmed her schoolmates with stories about his wisdom was convicted Wednesday of charges that he exploited the close-knit group using threats and violence to enrich himself with millions of dollars. His name is Lawrence Ray. He's 62. Was convicted at a trial where weeks of testimony chronicled his psychological manipulative relationship with young people he met in fall 2010 at Sarah Lawrence College, a small New York liberal arts school. He moved into his daughter's dorm after finishing prison stint for securities fraud conviction. So I don't know if this is just because it's like a liberal arts school and it's a small school or how that works, maybe because it's in New York. But I know that when I went to school, that was not allowed. Like you couldn't bring other people, like they couldn't like stay over or anything like that. You know what I mean? So for you to be able to just move in, that wasn't a thing, you know? So I don't know how that was allowed, if it was allowed. And also because he was a convicted felon, I don't get how they allowed that. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe they just didn't have security, but I don't know. Let's get back into it. It says sentencing was set for September 16th on charges including racketeering, conspiracy, forced labor, sex trafficking, and obstruction of justice. Ray, who stood with his arms to his side and faced the Manhattan jury, could face up to life in prison after being guilty of 15 counts. It says, where is it? Oh, right here. It says for the next decade, he used violence, threats, and psychological abuse to try to control and destroy their lives. He exploited them. He terrorized them. He tortured them. Let me be very clear. Lawrence Ray, is a predator. Any evil man who did evil things. Says today's verdict finally brings him to justice. Now, that is the thing that really freaking irritates me. Okay? I just don't get it. But it says right here, it says jurors concluded deliberations less than a day after receiving the case following a month-long trial that featured testimonies from numerous victims who usually refer to Ray as Larry. You know, it says some testified that Ray had made them believe they had poisoned or otherwise harmed him and they needed to pay him back. One woman testified that she became a sex worker to try to pay reparations to Ray after becoming convinced that she had poisoned him. Now, how do you do that? I don't know. Okay. It says she said that over 4 years she gave Ray $2.5 million in installments that average between $10,000 and $50,000 per week. Ray's lawyer maintained that he was victimized by former friends who fabricated their stories. Ray did not testify. Twice the trial was interrupted as he was taken to the hospital in an ambulance for undisclosed illnesses. Several students testified that they were drawn into Ray's world as he told them stories of his past influence in New York politics, including his role in ruining the career of former New York Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik after serving as the best man at his wedding earlier. So some of the students agreed to live with Ray in the summer of 2011 at his Manhattan one-bedroom apartment, where his sinister side emerged as he started to claim that the students had poisoned him and harmed him or his property. To make amends, they testified. They did what he asked, including turning over money. One man said he gave Ray over $100,000. It says prosecutors said the money was never enough. Through threats and violence and videotaped confessions, quote unquote, Ray tightened his hold on the young people, including forcing them to do landscaping and other work on his home that is work on the Pinehurst, North Carolina home of his stepfather for the weeks of 2013. And then they just go more and more into the different charges, the crazy things that Ray or Lawrence, whatever you want to call him, the different things that he went and did. Okay, now, so when I heard about this, I'm just like, okay, you guys are all in college, so they're between, I don't know, what are you in college? About 17 at the lowest to about 20 or so. They didn't really give the name. I mean, they didn't give the ages of the people or anything like that. Now, I don't get this whole, oh, well, you poisoned me stuff. I don't get, they said that he had to leave from the court twice for undisclosed illnesses and stuff like that. And I just look and I'm like, how in the heck did this even happen? Now, they're in New York. Now, the fact that people could give you in 3 years 2.5 mil and they're giving you $100,000, so you knew who these people were. You used your daughter to get in. How exactly was he able to live in the dorm and then, move out into an apartment and, charm his way, manipulate these people into thinking that he's, one kind of guy when he's really the absolute opposite? I don't know. Okay. I don't. And that's another thing. It's about being, you have book smart people and you have street smart people. So he was using his way to con and, charming, saying, yeah, I ruined that guy's career. I did that. Look at what I did. You want to learn from me? And then using all of these girls, and of course they're like, oh, wow, you did this. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And then all you're doing is trying to take advantage of them. All you're doing is making it so that, you could get money from them, power, dominance. And obviously they didn't say like, okay, he raped them or anything like that. They said he trafficked. He didn't say he raped. But when you think about rape, for example, that is about power and domination, not really about sex. It's really about power and domination. Okay? So, and I mean, that's what it is, essentially. That's why you do it. Oh, because I want to have dominance over you. I want to have power over you. That's why they were saying, well, the money is, I mean, you got 3 years, $2.5 million. You got 100 grand over here. You're getting like, 10 grand a week. The money is nothing to you. That's not what you really want. The itch you need scratched is dominance, power. Or I can inflict violence on you. Intimidation. I want you to fear me. That's what that is. And how could this have been prevented? One, not getting your dad who just got out of prison. And I'm not blaming the girl. I'm just saying, with the situation, if the situation and circumstances could have been different, not having him live in your dorm, which I don't even know how that's even allowed, because I've never heard of that before. That, you're allowing your parent to live in the dorm with you, a school dorm. So I don't know if it's just maybe because every college is different. Every university has different kinds of rules and stuff like that. So like at mine, for example, if you're a freshman, you have to live in the dorms the first year unless you have, I believe it's unless you have a kid, and some other rules as well. But it's like unless you have a kid and you could get off campus housing, then you could do that, but that's one rule. So maybe they allowed that to happen. But it's just like, you're coercing people, you are manipulating people, You're telling them, oh, you poison me, you know, hey, you got to do this for me, you got to do this, and you're trafficking people. You know, it's just the way that people's minds work, the way that people think about, oh man, how can I hurt this person? How can I really just give this person a bad day? How can I ruin their life? Ooh, because it's not about your money. Because if it was about the money, you would just be like, okay, I got 2 mil and I'm good. You know, I did my scam, I got 2 mil. But no, you want to inflict violence. You want to hurt them. You want to harm them. You want to, you know, sell them out, you know, pimp them out and stuff like that. You know, so it's really sick that that is what happened. And it's really sick that, you know, he was allowed to do this for as long. And, you know, you have the chicks, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, okay? You have the females who did not escalate, call this out, you know. And like I said, I don't know. This is a smaller liberal arts school. I don't know. Mine was, my university was a Big Ten school. It was a large freaking school, okay? So, but there was campus police pretty much everywhere, you know. So if there was a real problem, you go to them. You could even go to the, I think they were like RAs or something like that, the residential advisors. You can even go to them and be like, yo, I have a problem. Yeah, sit down. What's the problem? Because they have to go to like, for training, like counseling kind of trainings and stuff like that. So they know like, okay, this is a party town. People like to drink. Things could possibly happen. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go into detail. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to know how to handle a situation, something like that were to occur. So at least at my school, they were trained for that kind of stuff. Okay, what's the problem? What happened? Oh, well, you know, this guy, he's like threatening me. Okay, give me the rest of the story. All right, who is it? Who are we referring to? How long has it been happening? Where has it been happening? Because if you say, oh, well, you know, it started out on college dorm, that we're going to go and get the cops for that. I mean, definitely you're going to get the cops regardless, but we're going to make sure that we get the cops. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is just in case someone is watching this video that I'm making, and let's say they're going through something similar, something possibly even the same, or maybe they know somebody that is going through something like this. I just want to give you guys some advice and some help on what you could possibly do. Definitely, if you have an RA, and whether or not you're cool with them or whatever, let them know, hey, this is what happened. Want to know why? That's their job. RAs, at least at my school, they got free housing if they were a RA. So that's how that worked, okay? So this is their job. They have to do this, all right? So let them know, hey, you know, some guy, you know, the dad of my best friend, he is inappropriately messing around and, you know, messaging me and this and that, and he lives with her, and this is all happening on campus. Okay, let me go and tell the cops. Or you could go straight to them, you know. At mine, we had like a mental health kind of, it was a building for essentially like mental health, essentially. They had different little other services as well, but that's what this was for. And you got free counseling there. So if you needed to talk to somebody, you were able to talk to somebody. You don't always have to, you know, just keep everything in and, you know, make it feel like you're just so overwhelmed with all of this that you just don't know where to turn to. Like I said, I gave you like 3 options already. RAs, you could go straight to the cops, which that would be the more desirable thing. But if you're a little bit nervous about it, hey, well, let me go and book an appointment. Like mine, for example, I was 5 days a week that they were open for. It was Monday through Friday. They had set times and whatnot, and you could schedule an appointment, all right? And you could probably schedule an appointment at whatever school you're at. Just obviously check to see if that's what you have. And you could be like, okay, let me go and let them know this is how I'm feeling, this is what's happening. Because stuff like this, this stuff is traumatizing. Put into sex trafficking, you know, violence, you know, hitting, you know, all this kind of stuff. It's very traumatizing, you know. So having to deal with that, some people may just deal with it go with the motions and be so depressed. Meanwhile, some people may want to take their life for it. So to try to prevent that, yes, escalate it. Tell somebody you trust, whether it's a stranger that is a credentialed person, mental health, a professional, whether it's a cop, or an RA that can do the heavy work for you. All you have to do is let me know. So that's how I feel about this. It's very upsetting. I just really hate when people are taken advantage of. I really hate that because there's really no reason for it at all. Like, you got your money. Really, you had no business even being there in the first place. And the fact that he was even allowed in that entire vicinity was a problem for me. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys have had any kind of similar experiences or know anybody with any kind of serious similar experiences, definitely let me know, and then we could talk about it in the comments down below. But until then.